Good evening and welcome to Pakistan Today News from our New York studio. I'm Victoria Lane. We begin in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, where a deadly suicide attack has shaken the district of Dera Ismail Khan. A bomber detonated explosive at the residence of a local peace committee leader during a wedding gathering. Officials say 5 people were killed and at least 10 others were injured when the powerful blast caused the roof of the house to collapse, severely hampering rescue efforts. Emergency teams rushed to the scene, while law enforcement cordoned off the area and launched an investigation. Provincial leaders have strongly condemned the attack and pledged full support for the families of those killed, as well as medical assistance for the injured, as security remains tight in the area. Meanwhile, the tragedy in Karachi has deepened as the death toll from the devastating Gul Plaza fire has risen to 71, according to officials. Rescue teams say they are now in the final stages of search operations inside the burnt-out shopping center, where parts of the structure collapsed after the fire broke out on January 17th. Sindh authorities have announced financial aid and relief packages for victims' families and affected shop owners, while a FIR has been registered and accountability measures are underway. Plans are also being discussed for rebuilding and for stricter enforcement of safety regulations to prevent similar disasters. For more on this, let's go live to our correspondent in Karachi. Clara Bennett is on the ground.
Victoria, rescue workers here say conditions inside Gul Plaza remain extremely dangerous, with unstable debris and lingering smoke slowing their work. Families of missing shop workers continue to gather outside, anxiously waiting for confirmation as teams complete the final sweeps. Provincial officials have promised compensation and have indicated that negligence and safety violations will be investigated thoroughly. There is also growing public pressure for long-term reforms to fire safety standards across commercial buildings in the city.
Thank you, Clara, for that update. Turning now to national politics and diplomacy, the federal government has defended its decision to join the U.S.-led Board of Peace. Planning Minister Ahsan Iqbal described the move as a diplomatic success, saying Pakistan will work alongside other Muslim nations to support peace efforts for Gaza. The agreement was signed at Davos with leaders from 19 countries, but it has sparked sharp criticism from opposition lawmakers. They argue Parliament was not consulted and warn the decision could further complicate the situation for Palestinians. During the same joint session of Parliament, 3 major bills were passed amid protests, and lawmakers also expressed solidarity with the victims of the Gul Plaza fire in Karachi. In the Senate in Islamabad, political tensions were on full display as PTI Senator Ali Zafar accused the government of what he called institutional overreach and alleged election fraud. He demanded a parliamentary investigation, claiming that Parliament has been sidelined in key national decisions. Government senators strongly rejected the accusations, countering by accusing the opposition of economic mismanagement and defending their own record. The heated exchange highlighted deep divisions in the upper house, with both sides trading sharp criticism over governance, democracy, and the country's policy direction. In Punjab, Chief Minister Mariam Nawaz has issued a strong warning ahead of the BASANT festival in Lahore, scheduled from February 6th to 8th. She stressed that the government's priority is protecting lives and avoiding the tragic accidents associated with past celebrations. Authorities have divided the city into high-risk zones and announced heavy penalties, including imprisonment and fines for violations of kite-flying regulations. Free public transport will be provided during the festival, and more than 4,000 police personnel will be deployed to maintain law and order. The Chief Minister has urged citizens and the media to strictly follow the rules and avoid spreading misinformation. Internationally, a Spanish court has sentenced a Pakistani man to 36 years in prison for the murder of 3 elderly siblings in Marata de Tahuna, near Madrid. Officials say 44-year-old Dilawar Hussain killed 2 sisters and their disabled brother in a case linked to debts arising from a so-called love scam involving an online relationship. The court heard that Hussain had previously assaulted one of the victims, and he now also faces a separate trial over the death of another inmate. Hussain has appealed the sentence, while authorities say the case has exposed the serious dangers of deceptive online relationships and financial exploitation. And in the United States, outrage is growing over the detention of a 5-year-old boy during an aggressive immigration crackdown in Minneapolis, where thousands of federal agents have been deployed. Critics, including human rights groups and former U.S. leaders, allege the child was used as bait by immigration officers, prompting calls for protests and even a general strike. U.S. Vice President J.D. Vance has defended the operation, saying agents were acting to protect the child after his father fled. The United Nations and several local lawmakers have demanded the boy's release and an end to harsh enforcement tactics, as demonstrations are expected to continue amid an intensifying debate over immigration policy. That's all for now. You're watching Pakistan Today News. I'm Victoria Lane.